Fierce. That's what I'm calling this little dresser, inspired by my granddaughter Lainey. She's only 2, and I think she's fierce. The lion head pulls is what made me think of that. The piece was coated in one coat of Tea Rose by Dixie Belle, and then when we last left you, we had color blocked where we were going to blend on the front of the dresser. So here I'm putting a second coat over the Moonshine Metallics Rosé. So I had made a little map basically in the last episode, and just going over that before I start to blend the colors together. I love this Moonshine Metallics color. Now here I'm coming back in with the pink champagne and getting ready to blend. So paint close to that line, and then you use a separate brush for each of the colors when you're blending, and then come back in with your continuous mist bottle and a neutral brush. Now the continuous mist bottle is available at the Dixie Belle website, as well as all these paints, and I will have the link for you in the description box in case you want to buy any of these great products. Feel free when you're blending to come back in and touch up or add more color to either side of the line. And when you're doing this, sometimes the water will move the paint around without even using the brush, and you get an effect that you like. But when you use the continuous mist bottle, then you go over this line. You can go horizontally, you can go vertically, or do a little feather stroke like I did there. And that was the result after all of the blending. So then next, I practiced on my little cheetah pattern. I had used a couple color combinations that I had in mind, and then I finally settled on Vintage Duck Egg and Plum Crazy from Dixie Belle, and that complemented the Fuchsia Sunset transfer that you see here. It's with Redesigns with Prima transfer. So then I have confidence to go to the piece and do the hand painting of the cheetah pattern. One of my customers actually saw my sneak peeks that I was posting, and she requested a class. So this is the subject of our Advanced Techniques class that's February 8th. So you want to visit our website to see a schedule of classes, and it's also on our social media pages. So here I used a heat gun to speed up the dry time, and then I came back in with the Plum Crazy, and I'm working on that cheetah pattern, and there is what it looks like when it's all finished. And then next comes the transfers. So I tape the transfer onto the piece and then use the stick that comes with it, the applicator. There's also a new applicator tool that's available on the Dixie Belle website. So I'm kind of excited about getting that next time I place an order. And you just rub the transfer with the stick and until it's transferred on. And you'll see, because it gets lighter. So again, just like you paint with the drawers in the piece when you're working on an artistry furniture painting piece, you do the same thing with the transfers. And then after you peel the transfer, that's when you come back in with a razor blade and you cut it open where the drawers open. So you just continue to work that, and voila. So then I come back in, you can see where it's a little wrinkly there. Just come in and burnish it with your fingertips. There you go. And that puts it's just such a thin film of paint, and that just adheres it to the piece. So it's called burnishing. You can do it with a rag, or you can do it with your fingertips. And then again, you want to come back later with the razor and just cut apart gently those pieces. And then next, I am doing some hand lettering on here. So I used an app called blockposters.com on my computer, and then a number 2 lead pencil, and going over the back of the design so I can retape it back onto my piece and use the pencil again and trace the design to transfer it onto the piece. Not going into a lot of detail here because again, I'm covering this in the class. So then after you do that, you use an oil-based marker to trace over your pencil lines. And I made a mistake. You can see it here. The C looks like an E. So we can't have that. So we fixed it, no worries, with Dixie Belle Boss. That is a odor and stain blocking primer. So it got rid of that oil-based marker, and I just covered it with the paint. And we're back in business. And that's what it looks like. So then next I go over the whole piece with sandpaper, very lightly, just to further burnish and also just give it a look like it's been there a while, not like we just did it. So it just really helps to smooth out your maybe inconsistent lines, and also just makes the transfer look a little aged. So now I'm coming in with Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax in clear. I absolutely love clear wax. I didn't used to. I just thought it was a time-consuming thing, but now I understand why it's so important. It really just takes your project to the next level, because it just makes everything so smooth, and it intensifies the colors. So I think you can see just when I'm brushing that on what happens to the color. It's like all of a sudden it just comes alive. So I use it over everything. I use it over the transfer and the lettering and the cheetah and everything. It just is fantastic. So, and then the next step you'll see is why it's so important to use the clear wax. Now I do take a lint-free rag and go ahead and buff out the wax a little bit, or wipe off the excess. Really, you can buff it later, but that you can do maybe the next day. But this is just to remove any excess wax that you have on there. But next, taking a small stencil brush with Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax in Grunge Gray, and I'm going around the handles. And this can be a little scary after you do this delicate piece and then you take this dark wax. That's why the clear wax comes in so handy, because you are just floating it on that wax, and then you'll see in the next step how we make it look more natural. So this is where pieces would age naturally, around the handles and the drawer pulls. So you can see that I've got it on all of them. And then I'm coming back in with that rag, and that's when you just get rid of the excess wax, and so it just has a natural look of aging. So please comment if you use waxes, and what your opinions are on them, and also just in general your opinions on this piece and anything you're working on. I love to hear from you. Love to have a conversation with you. So I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel as well if you enjoy watching these step-by-step videos. So just continue to go around those. And you know, all the time that you take in these details is worth every second of effort, because when the whole piece is one just continuous look, then it's just very satisfying to see all those details that just marry together to make a piece. Then next I used gilding wax in the green patina to just highlight it and give it an aged look. Again, details are everything. I lined the drawers, and I also took vintage duck egg and painted the sides of the drawers so you get a pop of color when you open them. So I just love this piece, I must say. I think all of those details just look fantastic together. So, hope you enjoyed watching this video, and stay tuned next week for a step-by-step video. I'm not sure what we're doing yet. It'll be a surprise. So, please subscribe and come back again. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Visit us on lavintagedecor.company. That's the website, and you can see our class schedule. Visit us again next Saturday at 4 o'clock for step-by-step. And you'll find us on Instagram at LaVintage Decor and on Facebook at LaVintage Decor Altoona. Have a great day.